Well, hello everyone. It's Joni here at Joni's Journals, and I am here today because I am doing day 6 in the December Daily Advent for Tracy Fox Creative today. This year, rather. And what we are going to be making is, of course, because it's me, a little bit of an involved project, okay? What we are going to be making is a Christmas gift explosion box, or a Christmas gift box explosion box, however you would like to call it. And this is what it will end up looking like. Isn't that cute? What it has inside of it is a teeny tiny little copy of Christmas at the Cottage, which is the book that I will be working with. And so therefore my box was created using a whole bunch of ephemera from that portion of the kit. You can use the same ephemera that I have here. You can use your own ephemera. You can use scrapbook paper if that's what you choose to do. I had originally had another idea for something I was going to do, and it was one of those flippy floppy trifold journals, but then I was watching scrapbook.com, and they had explosion boxes for sale on their website, and I said, "Oh, that's cute. Why don't I just order one?" And I was like, "No, you little ninny, you can make one yourself." And then that's how it blossomed into my December Daily Advent project. Okay, as you can see, it's made up of 3 layers. This is one layer. This is the second layer, and this is the third layer. And each layer has some plain paper on it. Other layers have the plain paper, and they're decorated with little photos from that portion of the December Daily Advent kit. And I have chosen as my centerpiece 2 little pine cones, the mantelpiece, and the angel, which is also all included in the Christmas at the Cottage portion of the kit. And the reason that I chose those was there's a portion of the story where the children are talking and they're complaining that the only Christmas decorations that are up in the house that they're staying in are some pine cones and an ugly angel statue. And I happen to love pine cones, so I thought that they could make my centerpiece. But the rest of the box is decorated using little bits of ephemera from the kit, and I have used as my background pages the freebie pages that are available on Tracy's website. If you go onto her website, you can click on her Ko-fi. That'll bring you over to her Ko-fi. You go into the members area and you scroll around and you will find the December Daily Advent background pages that are all free. Okay, so now what I'm going to do first is I'm going to show you how to construct your box. Spoiler alert, on this particular box, I did make a little dangle for the top of the box, which came out kind of cute, but I don't like the way that I had to make my hole in my box. I don't have a hole punch that is long enough to reach the center of the box, and I had to stab it with my scissors, and I didn't really care for the way I did it. But what I had done was I had taken the page with the pine cones on it, and I printed it in the regular print, and then I printed it opposite so that these are opposite of each other. I printed it on the flip side. You can flip the page, at least I can. And so I printed them so I was able to glue them back to back, and I made a little dangle. But like I said, I don't care for the way that I had to make the hole. So I opted not to do that. And I do have a box on the side, which we will be decorating a portion of, because if we decorated this whole box together, we would be here until Christmas. Okay, let me show you what we need to do. You're going to need 12 by 12 paper. And what you're going to need is one sheet of paper that is 12 by 12. You're going to need another sheet of paper, which is 11 and a quarter by 11 and a quarter, and another sheet of paper, which is 10 and a half by 10 and a half. That will make the actual box. And then you're going to need another piece of paper that is 8 and an eighth by 8 and an eighth. Okay, now, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you how to score your papers. Okay, we have our 10 and a half, 11 and a quarter, and 12 by 12, and our 8 and an eighth, which I have already scored, because if you know what's been going on lately, I've been having a lot of problems recording on my phone. So I started this on my new phone and it quit on me, and I had to cut new papers and everything, and I'm recording actually on my old phone. So this one is already cut out and scored, but we'll still score it together. Okay, I'm just going to put the papers to the side, and I'm going to grab out my handy dandy scoreboard, which keeps getting stuck. And I am going to lay it down, and I'm going to do my best to bring this down as far as I can so you can see the top of the scoreboard. Okay, but I will tell you the measurements. All right, you're going to take your 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and actually, what if I flip it on its side? That might make it easier because we're not doing anything fancy. And this might make it a little bit easier for me working around the tripod, and it'll be easier for you to see the numbers. Okay, so we have our 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and we are going to score at 4. Okay, we're going to bring it all the way down to the bottom. We're going to score at 4 all the way around. Okay, so I'm going to bring this, and I'm going to score at 4, and I'm using my score tool in lieu of that little tool that I always use, because this paper is very thick and it makes for a nice little explosion box, but it makes it very difficult to score through. Okay, so we're still scoring at 4. We're going to keep flipping it on each side, and we're going to bring it down, and we're going to score at 4 on our 12 by 12 sheet of paper. I'm going to put this to the side, and I'm going to grab my 11 and a quarter by 11 and a quarter, which, let me refer to my directions so I don't forget. We're going to score this one at 3 3/4 all the way around. Whoops, sorry about that. All the way around on all 4 sides. Okay, and we'll go around, we'll flip it back at 3 3/4. Yeah, this tool is easier on this thicker paper, but word of warning, I did poke a hole in one of the sides of the other box that we're going to be working on. So yeah, I have to kind of calm down. So I am day 6, and I just watched Jody Lewis this morning, who is day 1, because I am recording this ahead of time because of the problems that I've been having. I wanted to make sure I could get it recorded. So yes, I watched day 1 today because it is December 1st. Okay, on Tracy's website, you'll find the calendar with clickable links. You can go over and subscribe to everyone ahead of time so you'll know when their video comes out. If you don't want to do that, you can go in every single day and click on the link, and you'll see the video for that day. Okay, so now this is our 10 and a half by 10 and a half, and we're going to score this one at 3 and a half all the way around. Okay, like so. And I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to score at 3 and a half all the way down, and then I'm going to flip it, and we're going to go 3 and a half. Whoops, skid it off the bottom there. 3 and a half. Let's just do that one more time. 3 and a half, and then we're going to flip it one more time. And we're going to go 3.5 all the way around. Yeah, this cardstock is 12 by 12 paper. I got mine at Michael's, and it really is a nice heavy paper, but for scoring, it's been giving me a bit of a headache. Okay, and then we are going to pretend to score our already scored piece, which is our 8 1/8 by 8 1/8. And that one you need to go around. This makes our lid. We're going to score at 2. We're going to turn. And again, we're going to pretend it's not there. We're going to score at 2. We're going to turn it. We're going to score at 2. We're going to turn it. And we're going to score at 2. Okay. Now we don't need our scoreboard anymore. So I am going to put it away. And I am going to explain to you what you need to do next. On each of these sheets, I'm going to turn it over because it might be easier to see. You're going to cut out all 4 of these corners. You're going to cut them completely off. I'm going to grab my scissor and I'm going to cut one for you so that you know what I mean. But I already have one cut out because I've been having issues with cutting lately and I just can't seem to get my line straight. So these are your 4 outer corners, okay? And you're going to cut them away because they are what create your flippy flappies for your box. So you're going to go around and you're going to cut all 4 of these corners off. Okay, I'm going to do it on this one because it's small and I want to make sure it's straight. The very first box that I made came out so crooked. See, that's not straight. So now you're going to go around and you're going to cut all of these corners off. And see, I'm not cutting straight. I don't know whether I have new scissors on order. I don't know. Maybe it's just user error. All right. So you're going to do that on all 3 of your sheets of paper. You're going to cut out all 4 corners, okay? And what you're going to end up with, let me just get all of this out of the way. I will get to our lid in a second. What you are going to end up with, ultimately, just trying to find a place to put these, is 3 sheets of paper that look like this. You have your 10 1/2, you have your 11 1/4, and you have your 12 by 12, which when you lay them down, they sit neatly and nicely, one on top of each other, okay? And then when you fold them closed, that's how you get your little flop once you take the cover off. Now, I'm going to try and link, because I am working with my old phone. I don't know how well it's going to go. I'm going to try and link the scrapbook.com video that I used to make this box, because in that video, she makes a lid for each of these 3 boxes, okay? Once you fold them up, actually, you want to turn your valleys into mountains. So the side that you scored on is the side that you want to fold back. I find that when you do that, it has the best effect for when you pull the lid off your box. Everything seems to flip out better, okay? Because that's what you're going to do. You're going to go around and you're going to fold all of these on their score lines like so, okay? And I'm just going to do this. And I'm going to do this. Okay, you are going to manipulate and you're going to decorate your entire box before you put it all together. See, now that piece fits inside of there. And then this is our biggest one. And you're going to fold up your sides on here, like so. I'm going to go all the way around. You don't need to score them. You don't, I mean, not score them. You don't need to bone fold them. You don't need to do anything. You just want to get them folded. Okay, and that is basically what your box is going to look like. All right, as I was saying in the scrapbook.com video, she has a lid for the outer box, the inner box, and the center box. I didn't want that kind of effect. I just kind of wanted it to be so that when you take the lid off, it goes boop. Okay, so you can see everything all at once. All right, so that's what you do once you cut your corners off. You kind of manipulate your scores and you fold everything all up. Okay, I'm going to put that aside and I'm going to show you what you need to do with your lid. Now, I am going to go around and I am going to ink all of my score lines because I just feel like it's a lot easier for you guys to be able to see where I'm cutting when you can see the scored line a little bit better. So we're going to go like this, like so. For those of you who follow me, and I've been very negligent in getting back to people that have commented on my videos, I am feeling much better. Much better than I have been. Knock on wood. It will stay that way for many months to come. But, so there. Okay, so now we have inked all the edges. This is our box top. Now, you've seen me do this before. What you're going to do is you're going to cut the score line on each side, but you're going to cut them sort of, I'm trying to explain this. You cut them, you're going to keep flipping it so that you're always cutting up the score line. Okay, let me show you and not talk. All right, we're going to cut up this score line right here. What you're doing is you're creating the flaps to hold your box together. So you're going to cut straight on that score line. And then you're going to come in and you're just going to cut a little bit of an angle, like so. You're kind of cutting out an isosceles triangle. This way it gives your flap room to move. Now you're going to turn it again. And you're going to cut up your score line, like so. Okay. And then again, you're going to cut a little like isosceles triangle so you have a free swinging flap. And I am just going to fix this right here because that is not straight. Okay, then you're going to turn it and you're going to cut up again on your score line like so. And again, that's not straight. I think I should grab out my glasses. That might help. And then you're going to cut another isosceles triangle, sort of like that. Okay, they don't all have to be perfect. They don't all have to be the same size. You're just giving yourself room to fold your flaps in. And I am actually going to grab my glasses. I have found that I have been wearing readers a lot lately when I craft. And maybe that's why I couldn't cut a straight line. All right, you're going to cut, you're going to grab, you're going to cut out that little corner, and you're going to have another isosceles triangle. Now what you're going to do is you are going to construct your lid. We're not going to put our box together until it is completely decorated. And I do have one that I started decorating, and I would say it's probably about 85% decorated, because I figured nobody wants to sit here and glue down 24 flaps of paper, 24 ephemera pieces, ink, and get everything done like so. So like I said, I have one that I have already started, and it is almost completely done, and we are going to finish it together. Okay, so as you can see, what I'm doing is I'm taking my flaps and I'm kind of flipping them in and I am gluing them down to the next portion of the lid right next door, and you're going to do this all the way around your box, okay? That's going to make you a nice box top, okay? And I know this is probably too close. Actually, no, it's pretty good. You guys are getting a good view with this one. Okay, we're just going to add some glue. We're going to pull in, and we are going to, oops, that one came unglued. Once you start manipulating the box, you have to be a little bit careful about making sure your sides are glued down. Okay, let's push that down. I'm going to push that one down too. Okay. Oh, did that shift on me? A little bit. Let's see. Okay. All right. Well, our box top's a little bit lopsided, but that's okay. We'll fix it. All right. And we are at our last flap. Okay. So we're going to add some glue to our very last flap. Like so. I know you probably can't see, maybe, what I'm doing. But we are going to add our last flap to our side, and we're going to glue it, glue it together. Okay, so now we have made our lid. Okay, and it's a little crooked. There we go. You just got to twist it a little and it'll come out. But there's our lid. Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to move on, and I'm going to show you how I decorate the box, okay? This is our basic box. Like I said, we're flipping our flaps in. We've created our lid. I'm going to show you how the lid goes on to the undecorated box. You got to pull all the sides in, okay? And grab the lid like so, and ease it over the top. And there you have your little exploding gift box, okay? Now we're going to go on, and I'm going to grab the one that I've started decorating, and we are going to decorate it together, okay? Let me get my glue out of the way. Let me explain to you what you are going to need. Okay, in order to decorate your box, this is the one that I've begun to decorate, and I'm going to explain to you, okay, because this one is not fully constructed yet. Okay, all right, I've already begun decorating it. I have plenty left for us to do, but I'm going to flip over on this side so that I can explain to you what each piece is, okay? In order to make these little decorative background cards, you're going to need to cut different sizes for each box level, okay? Let me move this. This is our 12 by 12 sheet, okay, which we scored at 4. So ultimately, what you end up with is 4 by 4 flaps. In order to create a decorative background card, such as this, okay, for the large one, if you want a bottom on your box, if you don't, I recommend putting the bottom on the box. For the large one, you are going to need 9 3.5 by 3.5 pieces. Okay, so each of these pieces is 3.5 by 3.5. And on the outside, you see you have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the inside, you have 4. Now you can see I have pictures over mine already, but there are decorative cards on the background that I have laid down to sort of make a frame around my pictures. So for the large one, you need 9 3.5 by 3.5 inch pieces. For the medium-sized one, again, you need, this piece is, if you remember, we scored at, oh gosh, 3 and, yeah, 3 3/4, okay, all the way around. And so you have a 3 3/4. Let's measure that because I feel like that's not right. Let's just measure this. Yeah, 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 all the way around. And what you want to do is you want to make 8 because you don't need a bottom or an inside. You want to cut out 8 3 1/4 inch decorative pieces to fit onto the outside and the inside flaps of your box. Okay, so you only need 8 because this side gets glued down to this side, and this side is going to have the center part glued down to it. So you're only needing 8. Okay, we made 9 for this one because we wanted to decorate the bottom. Okay, for the small one, you're going to need 9 because you want to decorate the inside here because this part is going to show. So you're going to need 9 pieces of decorative paper cut to 3 by 3. Okay, again, it's 9 because you have 4 here. When you flip this over, you're going to have 4 on the outside and 1 in the middle. Now, for your photos, which again, I have only put on the inside flaps of my box. For the outer one, which is this box, you want to cut your photos to 3 by 3. Okay, this way your decorative paper is forming a frame around your photo. If you're just using plain ephemera, like I have here, you know, if you want to use just the snowman, you really don't have to worry. He'll fit onto your little space. Okay. For the center box, you want to make your little photos or pieces of ephemera. You want to cut them to 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. Okay. Now for the inner box, which in this case, I'm only using 1 photo and the rest of my decorations are going to be ephemera pieces. If you want to make all photos, you want to cut your photo to 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. Okay. I'm going to put this up. If you want to take a screenshot, you can take a screenshot of it. All right. So this way you can look at it. Or if you're in the middle of making your box, you can go back and refer to all of my measurements as you're making your box. So now just to show you how to decorate your inside and the outside of your box, you can see I've laid down my decorative papers. And again, these are the freebie pages from Tracy's website. And I have begun to lay down my decorative pages on the inside, but I've left a few for us to do together. Now, I have kind of color coordinated my decorative pages, and I have used the greens for the inside because this is my favorite page. So what we're going to do is we are going to continue decorating the flaps of our box, and I'm just going to go around and I'm going to put glue on each of these pieces of paper. Okay, like so. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball it and see if it's in the center, and it seems to be. And so I'm going to glue down my little decorative piece of paper. Now you can see that I have inked all of my edges of my box on each of the box portions, and I have gone around and I have inked all the edges of my decorative papers. So this is a labor of love, people. You can, if you want, just use decorative cardstock if you're not going to use this for Tracy's kit. If you want to use this just to make maybe a Christmas gift or a birthday gift for someone, you can use already decorated cardstock as a background. You could use colored cardstock if you just want to lay the photos down on a colored cardstock. You could do that. But yeah, I have chosen to use the craft because I happen to love the color of craft cardstock. And so, yeah. All right, so now we have decorated the inside of the inside of our box. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to lay down our ephemera. Now, I struggled with whether I wanted my photos to face out or face in, and I chose face in for my other box, so that's the way I'm going to do it now. You may choose to have yours face out if you want to be able to just turn your box around and around and glance at your photos. I mean, this is a great scrapbooking thing too, for those of you who are scrapbookers, as opposed to or included in being a journal creator, journal maker. You can use this as a scrapbooking piece too, and lay down, real family photos as opposed to digital prints. If you are a die cutter, which I love to do, you can create it and decorate the inside of the box with your die cuts. So you can see I'm laying down my little pine cone, and I kind of want my snowman opposite of the little snow scene here. So I'm going to put my snowman on this flap here, put some glue all over the back of him, and we're going to put him down on the piece of paper. And of course, once you've got the basic decorations done, you can go back and you can add to this. I mean, I was thinking of punching little holes on the top centers of each of my flaps and maybe adding a little dangle, or adding some ribbon to it. You could decorate it with, you could color it, add some color to it. You could add gems to it. You can do a lot of things to it. So just the basic box. Okay, so now we have our interior box decorated. And this is how it's going to look when it falls open on your paper, on your table rather. Now we're going to, should I do this? No, you know what? I'm going to show you how to put it together. Again, now I eyeball it. If you want to measure it, go for it. You can see that this basically sits right inside of here. Excuse me. Okay. Got a tickle in my throat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to close all the flaps on my box like so. You can see here where I added the Scotch tape. And that's the one I told you I was a little rough with. Okay, I have closed all the flaps on my box and I'm flipping it over. This is the bottom of your box. And what I'm going to do is I am going to add glue all the way along the sides, like so. Make sure I have a decent amount of glue on here. Okay, and I'm going to put a lot of glue in the center because we want our box to stay together. Okay, and that's a relatively decent amount. And now I'm going to take my box portion and I'm going to center it into the center of my other box, like so. And I'm going to push it down. And now we have the first two portions of our exploding box glued together. See? Okay, now we are going to take the third section of our box and we are going to add that to the other two sections. So you see what I mean? You don't need any decorative paper here because it's getting covered up. Okay, I'm just going to take and I'm going to go around and I'm going to add glue all the way around and try to squeeze out some more like so. Just making sure we're still recording, and we are. This video may not be as long as I thought it would. And then we're going to, again, we're going to kind of eyeball it. And we're going to put this box down in the center here, like so. And we're going to push it down. We'll open it up. We're going to push it down again. And now our whole box is all glued together. Now, as I said, you can journal on these sides. That's why I didn't decorate the inside portions here, the ones that when it flaps open you don't see, because you can write little notes on here about what you did on your holidays. And in essence, if you wanted to, there are 24 sides here, okay? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. What am I talking about? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You have 24 sides to this, and you could make this an Advent. You could number each side for each day of Christmas. You could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You get the idea. And you can make this an Advent as well. I was going to do that and add all of the numbers, but I did that on our tag booklet that we did a couple of weeks ago. So I figured let's not repeat that situation. Now, what we're going to do now is you can see that on the outside of this box, I have what appears to be a ribbon on each side of the box, which is the same color as the decorative paper that we used for the lid. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And then we are going to complete our lid. And we will be done with our explosion box. What you're going to need is you're going to need 4 strips of decorative paper, or you could actually use real ribbon. I didn't want to assume that everybody had ribbon. And you're going to cut this strip 1 inch wide by 4 inch long so that you can glue down your ribbon on the outside of your gift box. Now, the way I determined where this fits is this cube here is 4 inches wide. And so to center my ribbon on it, I'm centering it at 1.5 inches from each side. So basically you're laying it down between the 1.5 inches and the 2.5 inch mark on your ruler. Okay. And I'm just going to take my pencil and I'm going to make a little mark, and I'm going to add glue to the back of my ribbon, and I'm putting the fancier side at the bottom because the top portion will be covered by the lid. And I'm going to add glue, and I'm going to go and I'm going to glue my ribbon down to each side of my box. Okay. And there we go. And I do have my little mark there. You could also eyeball it, which I'm famous for. And if it's not perfect, it's okay, because ribbon does slide around on the outside of a box anyway. And on this side, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to eyeball it and get my ribbon in the center, like so. And again, if it's not in the center, the world is not going to come crashing to an end. Okay. So there we have our ribbon. Okay, I'm going to do it again on this side. This is why I did most of the decorating ahead of time, because I don't want you to all be snoozing while I'm doing this, because I know this is a really long video. And we may come in at just under an hour. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying this. I hope you liked it. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please do hit that like and subscribe button. That would be great. And again, go over and click on all the links on the calendar on Tracy's website, and go over and subscribe, because we do, like myself, we do have a bunch of smaller channels who are participating in our DD Advent this year. So I'm sure they would love to have more subscribers, just as I would. Okay, so now we have all our ribbon on the outside of our box, and we are going to finish decorating up our lid. Now, I don't know, yes, for your lid, you're going to need 2 pieces that are 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and 4 pieces that are 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. And that is going to be your decoration for your inside of your box and your decoration for your outside of your box. And so I'm going to add this on to the outside of my lid. And again, kind of eyeball it if you would like to measure to see that it's exactly center. More power to you. You can do that, but I am not. And now I'm going to take and I'm going to lay down my little 3 3/4 piece, and I'm going to try and center it on the lid of my box, like so. Make sure it's straight. This is the Nuvo glue, which is a really good glue. It came with my glue press, and let me tell you, it's very strong, and it keeps things glued down, but it also sometimes does not give me enough room to play. And then you're going to add your little 1 3/4 by 3 3/4 strips to the sides of your box, so that the side of your box is decorated just like the top. Okay, and like I said, you can add a bow to the top of your box. I was going to show everybody how to create that dangle for the inside of the box, but again, I had to use my scissor to poke a hole through the top of the box. And to me, that just wasn't something I want to recommend to everybody, to start poking holes with your scissors, because, you know, you could stab yourself. If you're one of those people that's lucky enough to have that gigantic crocodile where you can punch holes in the centers of things, then more power to you. You can make the center of your box. See, this piece is just a little bit crooked, but I'm not going to panic. And then finally, we're going to take our last piece, and we are going to glue it down to decorate the side of the top of our box, like so. And we'll try to get this one on straight. Let's see. There we go. I think we've got it. I hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving, if you celebrate Thanksgiving. Ours was good. I made my first turkey ever, and everybody loved it. So I must have done something right. So there you have the top of your exploding gift box. And now what you're going to do is you're going to grab up all 4 sides of your box. And you're going to put your lid right on top. And you'll see that it will fit. I'm just getting caught because my ribbon is not, the glue on my ribbon is not dry. And then you go around and you just kind of jump it up and down. And you can see that all 4 sides of your box are decorated, looking like they have ribbon on them. And now, when you take your lid off, boom, out falls your exploding box. And there you have all of the ephemera that you've added and all your little journaling space on the back. Well, except for that one, because that's the outside. And here you go. And you could, like I did, make a small little booklet out of the kit pages to make the Christmas booklet that goes along with the whole kit. I printed my cover at 30%. I printed my pages at 29%. And then I sewed them together with a tiny little 3-hole pamphlet stitch. And I created my little book to put inside of my Christmas gift box. And here's the other one that I made without you. Oh, where'd my book go? Uh-oh. Oh, here's my book. I put it to the side. And again, I have the little booklet that sits inside. And you can see again that each page is decorated on the inside with a blank page on the outside for journaling. Okay. So yeah, I made both of these boxes just using the ephemera from the kit. I didn't use anything extra, and I still had ephemera left. And again, my decorative papers came from Tracy's Ko-fi, and they are freebies. So yeah, there you go. Put your little book inside, and again, my little dangle. Put my lid on side, and there you have it. An exploding Christmas gift box for my day for the December Daily Advent for 2024. I hope you like it. I hope you'll subscribe. And I hope you'll come back soon, okay? Because I do have other things planned. I'm working on a Tim Holtz Christmas journal. We're going to do a couple of pages and the cover on that. I do have another folding thing that I saw on Graphic 45. It's a Christmas bauble. I'm going to try and do that. And if I can do it, we're going to do it together. And yeah, I'm going to send you lots of love and big hugs. Ask you to please remember to like, subscribe, comment, check out the description box below the video for all of the links for the Etsy store for the kit, Tracy's website for the calendar, and the freebies. And I will see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.